Hello. Mic test, mic test. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. Let's play some music. Uh, Alright, I guess I'll just start in a few minutes. It's nearly 4 p.m. Let's check first how other guys are doing. Let's put it here. Okay. Okay, so good afternoon, guys, and I'm TJ Montserrat, um, coming from the Philippines, and this is my first time and my first episode doing live coding on the internet. Yay! Okay, that's enough of that. So we will be talking about uh, web development through this series, and I hope I do justice on this kind of thing. This is my first time, um, and yeah. Let's get on to it. So the topic, my first topic, which I really love the most, is um, doing web development using my favorite library, which is Polymer 3. Right now, that's my library, and running on Firebase hosting using both the databases of Firestore and Firebase. So Firestore is the new addition to the Firebase family, which we'll be talking about through this series. Now, the topic title is Fire Up Your Purple 50 PWA using Polymer 3, Firestore, and Firebase. And it's a mouthful, and couldn't think of a better way to title it up, but there's a reason why I use the title for this first series. So let's get on to it. The slides can be found here if you want to follow along, but you can also use tinyurl.com/ycwot 23y. So yep, that's the um, tiny URL, but the whole thing is it's https://slides.com/my name TJ Montserrat in one word slash the title of the topic, which is fire up your purple or PRPL-50 PWA using Polymer 3, Firestore, and Firebase. So okay, let's get on to it. Guess who am I? Who am I? So for those who haven't met me yet, so this is me. Yay! I'm a human-computer interaction researcher based in the Philippines, and I specialize in interactive platforms for learning. I also do web front end and well front server. I don't want to use the term full stack, but for some reasons. But yeah, web front end usually. And my evolution as a developer starts from jQuery, AngularJS, Mean.js, using Grunt at first, and then went to Gulp. And then I used Blaze as the front end, using Meteor.js as the front server system that I'm used before, and using MongoDB. And then I switched to React when Meteor.js switched also to React. And then we have I did some React Webpack Firebase on one of my projects before, and right now I'm using Polymer and Firebase. So you guys can follow me on my Twitter account TJMonsi, Medium account as well. I write some articles and my thoughts about web development, and LinkedIn. So let's start with fire up your Purple 50 PWA using Polymer 3, Firestore, and Firebase. Okay, that's a mouthful again. You guys can log in on the Twitch to also chat with me. If you have questions, you can send me a message. I'm looking at the chat box on the side. So if you have questions, or if you cannot hear me, please do give me feedback, because I need that feedback. Right now I'm going to also upgrade my internet services so that I can serve you guys better. So okay, so why fire up? So I'm using the term fire here coming from the recent Chrome Dev Summit, which wants us to so there's fire, I have Purple 50 PWA, and then the last three, which is Polymer 3, Firestore, and Firebase. So why did I use fire? Again, coming from the Chrome Dev Summit, the few days ago, it means the app should be, or the web app should be, fast, integrated, reliable, and engaging. So we're going to create a website or a web app that is really fast, and it should be integrated in such a way that it looks it looks beautifully designed in any device, may it be mobile, tablet, or desktop. And even if you're using a browser, or you install the web app into your mobile, it should be easily integrated. And then it should be reliable, meaning it should work in any device. It should in a sense be able to do what the user thinks it should do, depending on, let's say, visual cues or whatever it is. And it should work on no internet, Li-Fi, which means you have a sort of an internet, quote unquote, but it really doesn't. And it should work also when you have a really fast internet. So, and also engaging. But the engaging part, we'll try it in such a way that it's beautifully designed. So I'm not really a good designer, so I might get someone else to do that. But let's see if we can have someone to help me. But yeah, so we want it to be fired up, which is fast, integrated, reliable, engaging. And to be able to make it fast, we follow the purple pattern, or right now I'm using PRPL-50. And it means push critical resources that is needed to make the system or the web app run on the front end, render the initial route as fast as we can, pre-cache remaining routes so that we don't need to ask the server um, the other routes when we change paths, and lazy load the remaining routes. When, let's say, if I click on an article, because we're going to create a blog, we lazy load that article later on. And to make it really fast, we need our initial route to be within 50 kilobytes. If we can have it as well using with images, that would be perfect. So that's a high bar that we are going to set for this project. And PWA, so we want it to be a progressive web app, meaning it's working offline using service workers. Now, we build them up on using Polymer 3. So you might be asking, why not Polymer 2? Well, Polymer 2 uses Bower, and I wanted to use NPM now, because we're going to the sort of the future where Bower would be really deprecated and not being supported. And of course, knowing that later on JavaScript will have modules, the ability to load JavaScript modules in the browser. I wanted to use pure JavaScript for the front end, which is well, not really pure, but yeah, Polymer 3 is bundled in and being packaged in NPM. So yeah, Polymer 3. And then we will use Firestore as the main source of truth, meaning the database for this, and Firebase for the other parts that will be read more frequently. The usual, or my comparison on this is, if I want to use a NoSQL type of database out there that existing, that is sort of equal to Firestore Firebase, that would mean having MongoDB as my source of truth, and Redis as sort of for the more frequent reads. That would sort of equal it to Firestore and Firebase. Okay, so let's start coding. So the thing here is, you can find my initial setup here in FirePurple blog, which is the repository. So it's github.com/tjmonsi FirePurple blog. So this setup, I'm trying to create a slush file for a slush builder for this, so that you can sort of have the same setup easily for your own projects later on. But this one I created based on what I've learned from doing the DevFest, Google Developer Group Philippines DevFest site, which we held last October. So the thing here is, okay, so this is the setup. I was debating myself just this morning if I should really start from scratch and go on from there, or should I go from top view and work my way down in sense? So for this setup, because it's purple, yeah, fire up with purple pattern, purple 50 pattern, using Polymer 3, Firestore and Firebase. I was thinking, let's just try to create one first, make it work, and then create more episodes to digest how the routers work, how the whole setup works. That's where we're going to do next after this series. So right now we'll have to make do with the setup that I've been using for most of my projects. This is the latest iteration of it. Um, so let's discuss that for a moment. Okay, I think I need some water. Okay, so let's go down to the code. So here is the code which I am using. Let's let's pull the environment first. Need to get some water. If you guys want to chat or ask some questions, please do. I think I have some people watching already. Hi guys. I know you can't see me. I don't want to show my face first. But yeah, I'll just get some water. I'll send a message in the chat room so you guys can see it. In the code, which is I'm using Visual Studio. I'm using Visual Studio because I can have a terminal um, below, and well, it looks like Sublime, which I used before. So I'm used to this right now. You guys can see it. Yep. This is the code that I'm using. So there are several parts. You can see ESLint RC, which helps me lint my JavaScript files. I'm using semi-standard and as a rule set for the semi-standard because I need the semicolon. And then there's the Firebase RC, which allows me to set this project using the Purple Fireblog project in Firebase. And then there's yeah, get ignore, which ignores files. Oh yeah, the structure that I'm using is named small print. So this is my configuration for small print, which gets another configuration from the config folder and sets the HTML and the JavaScript bundles that needs to be sort of set up. So I'm using Webpack to bundle this which is residing in the builder folder. Um, I will not go in intricacies on the intricacies on the builder folder for now, so that we can start coding. And then of course the database rules, Firebase. Okay, let's delete this. And then Firebase one, let's delete this. And then there's a Firebase JSON, which holds the configuration on the hosting. I have my headers for the JPEG to have a max age of what's this again? 3 days. Anyway, um, 24, 24, 24. Yeah, 3 days if I'm not mistaken. And then the 4.4 page. And then service workers. This will be changed later on as we go along. But yeah, this is my standard setup. Um, and then Firebase indexes, rules coming from Firebase, which is done when you do Firebase init. So that's how it is being done. But yeah, this is being set up. Then of course there's my gulp file that sort of also builds the public folder and other stuff. So I'm not going to discuss it here for now. But yeah, and then package .json, which holds the development dependencies. So these are the packages that I'm going to use in building the application, but not in the packages like the package dependencies, like or the project dependencies like Polymer, Firebase. All of those things are inside the app folder. So why did I set it up that way? It's because we need the project to have a flat structure so that any package that has, let's say, their dependencies have different version numbers, we can sort of have only one package. So this is sort of useful, like when we were using Polymer 2, Bower is able to set up your package dependency so that conflicting package versions is being resolved and that only one package is being used. So we need our projects or the project dependencies to be flat. But the thing with the developer dependencies, or the things that needs to be built, it cannot be flat because there would be conflicts, especially on my gulp files. There are some dependencies in the gulp file that is being used by other parts here, that if I use the latest version, it breaks up. So I have to separate them. So yes, that's our first stop there. And then so we have the package JSON, the README files, storage rules, and of course the webpack config, which is the configuration for bundling the whole thing here. So now for the configuration, I've set it up in such a way that's easier for me to like set up the meta tags in the HTML. If you have read my DevFest oh no, not DevFest, my other Medium article, which is about going back to basics, um, I used a certain pattern for setting up like the header tags, or the tags inside the head element. So you guys can see that pattern inside not index.ejs, because I it as the head. So it's inside the core app src core partials, which is the head tag. And because I don't want to like go back and forth to the HTML, and then if I need some changes on the title, I go back to HTML and so on and so forth. I just wanted to use configuration files, um, and then have the builder do the stuff there. Because like one example is the title. So we have your title, which is being used also as the title for the Facebook meta tag and the Twitter tag, Twitter meta tag. So I don't want to like change this one and then copy paste it here and here. So I'm a lazy person. So, and of course there's home screen. So yeah. And then okay, so that's done. I also have fragments here and roots. If you have been using Polymer 2, you'll know that there's the Polymer builder also have fragments and the source files and sort of like that. So I follow that kind of pattern here. So here I'm having this folder, which is the Polymer Fire module, and it just says that the landing page fragment, which will be lazy loaded later on if this thing is working. So Purple Fire module pages landing page, and I didn't add the index.js because the default for this kind of import would always be either landing-page.js or landing-page/index.js, and that's a good way to like minimize the number of characters that needs to be written. So why didn't I use like a relative pattern? Because I've set up in my Webpack modules that everything that modules can be resolved using the node, if they are in the node modules folder inside the app, or in the src folder inside the app. So it's in a way I've set up src folder that is like what do you call this, a node modules folder. So easier for me to, like, if I want to have a module to be published to npm, in that module previously resides in src, but then I move it to the node modules folder because I installed it or published it in npm and then installed it in another app. If I have dependencies inside src that uses that kind of module, then I don't need to like remove the relative URLs and just use the same thing, which is will not break the whole thing. So yeah. So okay, we have the src, we have this whole project yeah, we have this whole set up here. I'm going to make a documentation for this so that you can follow through. And let's say if you have questions, uh, again, you can use the chat room as a means to reach out to me. And yeah, let me see. Let me see. Okay, there you go. Okay, so what should we do next? Let's see. I've set up some initial issues here, and we wanted to have a homepage. Users should see the homepage and see our blog post. So we need to have a homepage, a banner, and a list of articles to be list of articles that I created. So, oh yeah, this is what it looks like right now. When I run the app, and as you can see, let's turn this thing to dark because I like it dark. So right now it's running. Right now it's running, so we can see it running because it's being sort of packaged here, and then it's being run in the Firebase when I serve only hosting. So right now we're not going to use functions, but later on we will be using functions. So yay for us later. So it's hello. Why is it showing up as hello only? Let's go to our configurations. We can understand that when the routing is slash, or like the page should be landing page, and we can find the landing page inside the purple fire module pages slash landing page. So we go to the app src purple fire module landing page, and index HTML, and there's hello. So if I write hello world, I refresh this and it becomes a hello world. Let's make it small. Let's use mobile first. We'll do a mobile first design. So okay. So right now it also has these things. It loads the local host, custom elements, web components loader. These are essentials because this is a polyfill for custom elements to work in ES. I'm not mistaken, ES5. So it's an ES5 adapter. Especially if it sort of helps transform, or at least it will not have an error if you bundle your classes which Polymer 3 and Polymer 2 uses. It will not create an error when you are using classes and then bundle it up for browsers that is not S5 enabled. And then the web components loader loads polyfills for using web components. And then I have my main.js here, which is running. This is the core, which is of course running in 314 kilobytes, which is big. This is big. we are already way over the 50 kilobyte threshold, but there's a reason for that, because we're not building it up in yet using the production flag. So that's in essence, if we go to the bundle sizes, which is sort of useful for us, still it shows that these are big elements, but when we bundle it up using production flag, this will show the gzip sizes when it's being served in Firebase. So yep. And we have the landing page in 8.6 kilobytes. So that's how big our project right now, and it's already loading Firebase, but it's being lazy loaded, so it's loaded later on in a sense. So we already have 1.4 MB transferred, and we wanted to have a really good let's check this page first. We can see here that the landing page is being loaded inside the router, but we are already using the main tag here. So right now this is working fine. It's already the main tag, which is good. Yay. We're following good patterns here as of now, at least, hopefully. So let's see. Our target again is to have a home page and CR blog. So the thing here is I wanted to have a blog that looks like Medium, because that's a good way to. That's a high bar that I set to myself. So I wanted to have this kind of setup where you have your header here. You have your header at the top that looks like this. Then you have your, let's say, popular on my blog, and then there's more, and then you have each of the blog items and this beautifully made chunks, as you can see. Then interesting ideas that set your mind in motion, which is the header or the banner. I don't know why this went down. Usually before it's up. So let's just say that this is the banner that I want to use. And there's the get started, and then you'll have several more parts per category. So let's have it that way. Okay, so I'll put it here, and let's say that we want to set it up that way. So we'll need to have a banner. So to have a banner, we use a section. Let's say it's a class banner, and then that banner would have again it's left and right, or let's do mobile first. Sorry, it's so the picture is gone. So you have a banner that is only text, and so let's do that as well. So you have your section, which is a banner, and we'll use div to set up the banner text. I'm not yet really good at naming my classes. I'm still sort of digesting the most of the naming conventions in CSS. So please bear with me. If you have suggestions on naming it, please put it on the chat box. I'm sort of reading it as of the moment. And you guys are so silent there. But yeah. Okay. So this is a banner. I was thinking if this is a header for the main part, it should use the header tag. So I should use the header tag for this. So yeah, so I changed this section to header, and then there's a banner text. So this is a banner title, and so let's have it as let's say yep, fire up your purple 50 enabled PWA blog. So that's the title. Then we have your banner tagline. Let's say serve your blogs fast using our purple fire app. So here it is. And because banners would always have CTAs or call to action buttons, we'll have it here. We'll use div. So banner CTAs, and let's use right now. You have get started and learn more. So we'll follow those patterns. We'll use href. Let's say login for them to log in using their credentials, and let's have this as a button, and we'll have it as get started, and then href about, I guess, then class button, and learn more. So here's the thing, what should we see when there you are, it's working, ta-da! And that ends our setup, which is I'm just joking. So let's style this thing here, but okay, so let's say oh yeah, we need to also edit our body. I just want to style this up so that what I wanted to do is to have a body without margin, and also padding is 0 so that we will not have problems. Yep, that's all right. Okay, so now let me see first what can be done here. We wanted it to be this way, right? So you see this part, it has like a lot of classes here and there and that really sucks. And you'll have like a lot of divs. Oh god, div hell. But yeah, that's all right, I guess, because these are being sort of set up by their own frameworks that they use. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. So, and we're using our own framework, but we're using Polymer, so it makes it clean. Now, how does Polymer work essentially? So here we are. We have our landing page, but how does it work? We have a DOM module which set this up that as the template for the landing page module, which we can see the definition here. Yeah, I import the element which is a Polymer element, and then I set up custom elements coming from the window, which it's just window.custom elements, but because I don't want some red flags in my code because of the linter, I set it up this way, and it imports the index.html. Now you can see here that I didn't import any file because index.html doesn't export anything. It just sets this up I mean globally, and so in such a way the whole page can read the landing page. It sort of can find the DOM module that has the same ID landing page, and then I set up this small checker that if the page is already not yet defined, it will define the page, or else would warn us that it's already defined. So yeah, so now this one I'm linking SCSS, which is the Webpack helps me to determine that if it's SCSS, it will bundle this whole thing, which is right now it's a CSS, but if I make it into an SCSS file, it would look that way. So like, let's say if we have, let's say, world color green, it should, yep, bundle done, and then we can see it here in the code base that it has dot hello color red, dot hello dot world color green. So I'm using node sass for this. So yeah, okay, enough of the asides. We'll start setting this up. So we have a banner. We'll set up first that this whole thing, the whole component landing page, should have a display block so that it will show up fine on our screens. And then Wait a minute, I'm looking at my... And then for, I guess some CSS guys will understand this, box sizing border box, so that I have in my component be able to use the border box sizing for all elements, making it easier for me to predictably know the width, the height, the padding, and all of those stuff. You can read it in the internet about it. But yeah, so I want my banner to have a padding of, let's say, 10px, and because of that, I have set up a flex uh oh, I need to have this as layout flex or display flex, display inline flex. So these are my mix-ins, which I copied from the iron flex layout of Polymer 2 and then created a set of mix-ins for it, so that I can import it from here, which is going to be really useful when we create the later on when we show the image at the right. So again, we'll have it as, because it's, yeah, flex. You guys can also use this, it's going to still work, but yeah. So I want to have the flex and I want to have the layout. Why do I need the layout? Oh yeah, that's okay. No, I don't need the layout, so it just need the display flex. Okay, so what I wanted to do is to have this as import. Oh no, not import. Is it include? Yeah. Include display flex. And include, we want to have a flex direction of a row. And then let's have the banner text, which is no, we don't need a padding for that, but let's have the banner title to not have a margin top. Okay, so let's see first what it will look like. Oh, that's going to show up nicely. Okay, then there's the banner CTAs, then the buttons. So let's have the buttons first. We'll need to have a display block, and then padding 10px, or let's have it as 5 and 10px, and then a margin of let's say 2px and another 5px for the left and right. So that's the button, and we'll also need to have a border radius of 10px, I guess, and a border of 1px solid black. So let's see what will happen. Of course, I know that this will not be like left to right, it will go up and down. So for this to work, we can have, oh yeah, because it's an anchor, we also remove the text decoration, none. Oh yeah, let's make this 10 and 20. And then color should be inherited. Oh no, inherit. Sorry, I use the past tense, which doesn't exist. Okay, it's working. But we need it as left and right, so we'll not use tables here, guys. Please don't use tables on your layout, because tables should be used as a tabular for tabular data, not as a layout. We have flex, which I have shown it. Oh, sorry, I've shown it here. We used flex, which is we display it as flex, and oops, and the flex direction is row, so it's like left to right. Okay, so banner CTAs is we want it as a flex. So again, we just follow this one. We copy paste that, and then it would show up as not that one. There you are! Yay! Da, 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 da. And that's 1R already used up just for this one. No, well, actually not 1R, because we used up a lot of this, of the 1R, to just talk about how the project has been set up. So yeah, let's have some pictures. So let's use pictures from the internet first. So pictures from what good pictures should we use? Common pictures for blogs. I see. For blogs. Let's go here, because it's an ad. Yeesh. Nope. Let's use CC search. Let's man, I'm not prepared for the images. I should have prepared some images to use, So let's have good scenery or artwork. Why sound? That's stupid. La, 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 la. Should be flicker. Alright, good. Yep. Ooh, I want this. The orange one. Ooh, wait. I want to have this one. Okay. It's a good image. But this is big. Um, this is big, I guess. Let's see. Oh, some rights reserved. Let's see the Creative Commons for this one. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, let's. Okay, that's alright, I guess. So, we download it. And because the image would be, let's say, about half of the page, we'll just use the 640 by 400. And let's also put it on Firebase, so that's easy. It's uh, wait a minute. Okay. So storage. Because I want to use Firebase. I don't want to put the images inside the project folder because it sorts of delays the building because of other things. So what I'm trying to do now is to put it on storage. I got it. So I'm putting it here. So and I most likely this image is not going to be optimized. So I'm going to use tiny PNG for this. This is a really good way to like see it's 93.4 KB and it's 77.1 KB. That's this still it's still big. The image is still big. Okay, so let me try pick resize. And then oh no. Okay. So that's an old project. Yeah, you see it's GDGPH. Um okay, not this one. I need to like just drag and drop this. And let's see if this can be sort of okay. So it's 640. Let's try it to be 25% smaller. Make it as just good, and I'm done resizing. So it's now yeah. Or save to disk, and let's go to tiny PNG. Okay, so 2 KB, that's alright. Let's see how this looks up. I guess that's alright. course it's pixelated when you zoom in. Now let's try it again. So this one is, yeah, so we will not make it smaller, we just need to make it just as good, just a good size. So it's 46 kilobytes, and we save it in the disk. So right now we will not be able to um, I have an idea. We can use um, we can use something here. Yeah, let me try to research that, and let's try that out um, tomorrow, I guess. So the idea that I have in mind is we load a really pixelated picture first, and then load the better picture um, the next. So I think what we can do is use the 77 kilobytes because that's the better one. But for now, and then to make sure that the image is shows up within the 50 kilobytes mark, we can make it really small and then just blow it up and then load the image later on. So it's, I think this has been shown already in Das Sorma's and Monica's talk in the Polymer Summit 2017, and I'm going to review that later. So okay, so let's do this thing. We download this, we put it on. So let's create a folder. For now, this is going to be project related images. For now, I don't have any other ideas on naming this. And let's say we have our thumbnail, which is good, and we also have our original. So we have our original here, and here we upload our file. Okay, we're going back to this downloads and this one. Okay, now because of that, we can get the file location, which is a download URL. Ta-da! Now let me check the rules first. This should be red. Okay, it should allow read true for now. If true. Yep. So why did I do that? Because the image may not be able to be read, or may not be read if I'm not authenticated. The thing is, we haven't set up the authentication for this project. So what I would do is allow read if true first. Just helps me to like not have problems later on, or for now. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, thing is, I don't want to like go around checking everything only to find out that this is the problem that I have. So again, we copy this and then use it as our image. So let's go back to our, and because we have used div for that, we also use div banner image. Or we could use the image itself, and we don't need this. And src is this. Ooh, that's really long, and it's not good. Thing is, we can make this a little bit better by using Polymer. And what better way to use Polymer by using a variable, which is banner image, and then we set it up as such. Static get properties return banner image, type is a string, value is, let's say we use banner image, and let's make it as this one. Oops. Yep. Oh no, we're not going to use that. Okay, banner image, and then read only true, so that this cannot be changed, sort of. Okay, let's see if it works. Ta-da! But it's flex. Why is it left and right? Because it's flex, and we should sort of use, let's say, this one, and it shows up fine. Ta-da! But this is not the way that we thought it should be. So yep, so what do we need to do in our example, which is this one? If I went as a laptop size, you can see that there's like left and right here, the left and right part. The left and right part is actually a margin. So let's try max width 1000. So, oh, they use important y, but okay, never mind. Arg, why did they use important y? Okay, so let's have it that way. So going back to the structure, we are using banner, and so what we can do is, because you can see that it's uniform, you can see in our example, what is that, the width of the page, or I mean the content, is always the same. It's 1000. What we can do is wrap it up in a container, which most of my web developer friends use. So let's have a container then. Oh, there's an easier way to do that. Okay, I've just learned this recently. Alt enter. Is it alt enter? What's my I forgot. Oops, not that one. There. Control Shift Enter. Is it? Yep, that's the one. Which allows me to put div. Put the whole thing inside a tag, which is good. Yay! So this is a container. And once done, we just put the container here, and the max width is 1000 px, and the margin, which is good way to do this, it's in auto. So what happens? Ta-da! As you can see, when the image is not being loaded, the the fire up, let's make it slow so that it's going to sort of slowly load the image. As you can see here, okay, it's still pending. Okay. Guess it's big. Okay, so you have this at 800, and then it moves back to the 550 mark. So to make sure that it's half, we use flex. And we have the banner text and the banner image. So we add the banner text as include flex, and the banner image as include flex, and also make the image as display block. Okay, I think that's done. Okay, it's not being done yet because the image takes up that size. You look at the banner text, it's using flex, and the image also uses flex. And what better way to check this out? Oh no, not. Oh yeah, I remember now. To fix this, we again put it inside the container. So the banner image with the IMG inside, that is 100%. We use again Control Shift Enter. We go using div, and then we just move this here, and let's see if it works. Ta-da! That's so cool. Now once we go now this is a problem. Why? Because if we are going to follow this one, if we make it sort of smaller, okay, it's not going to work. Make it smaller, the image is not showing up. Okay, and the image is not showing up on mobile large, and the tablet, it shows up. So let's check it out. When is it not? I see. Okay. So once it passes the 767 mark, so we follow that as well. Haha, tada, tada, tada. Follow that as well. And how best to like hide this whole thing? We use media screen and max width 767px. And we just display none. And let's see. Oh, not that one. And yes. Okay. Yep. Haha. It's working, guys. It's working. Now, one thing that I just remember is you have your banner image. And always when you have an image, you have to have an alt tag. This helps people who cannot really see your image, or the image, to still know what the image is. So let's say banner image for this app. Now the thing is, we can change it by, let's say, putting another image here, or text here, but let's just have this for now. Okay, I need to take a break. Because I've drank lots of water, so need to go to the washroom first. But let's put this. This is our we have done our header. Yay! Not header, but banner. So I just commit this and then push it towards the GitHub repo. And again, guys, if you have questions, please put it on the chat box. If not, then I guess I'll be back in 5 minutes. Oh, not that one. 5 minutes. And I'm AFK. I would ask my wife, my great wife, in doing some layouts or visuals for me, because I don't like the not really that I don't like the layouts that is being given to me by the streaming software that I'm using, which is Bebo. But of course, these are defaults. So, oh well. Okay, so some music for you guys to just so I'm using music from bensound.com. So I hope this clear day can, yeah, no, not this one. This is 1.29 seconds. Funky element. Yeah, I like the sound. So here's some music for you guys while I go to the washroom first. Okay, that's I'm back, and I'm looking at the chat box, and you guys haven't put anything there yet. If you have questions, um, please put anything there. If you have questions, if you have some comments, uh, go and be merry, something like that. Uh, I'll type it here. Um, so yeah, let's have our last 30 minutes on this one, making it better. Yes, yep. So we have this now. Um, yep. Uh, as you can see, it sort of shows hello. What is this hello part? That's the not found page that I forgot to style it myself. So we'll go style the 404 page once we're done. As you can see, it's about, oh, the router that I'm using is, I built it myself from, again, from my early learnings from using it at the DevFest. So I created my own router, um, really small router for this project, which also has the fade in and fade out, which is I really like. Okay, why is my button not showing like a button, which is weird. Let's have it on touch. Oh, it's okay, it's in touch. Desktop. Mobile, no touch. Okay, so it's working. But let's have it. Oh, okay, that's my daughter. That's my daughter. If you can hear her, that's my daughter having something. Let me turn on the lights. Okay. So to finish this thing off, what we want to do is to, let's see. So we have our medium. Well, you have the image such a way that it's big, but you have the text at the top. Oh, you have the image at the bottom. As you can see, the image is at the bottom rather than at the top. But because the image is smaller, but the text, if the text, interesting ideas, we want it in such a way that is well, we will make it bigger, but we have an image that is small, then we'll put it at the bottom. But yeah, we can also make it as a center. So what we can do is we use the flex align center here. Okay, I think, oh no, it did it. Yeah, it worked, and it's sort of looking better than before. So yeah, now we'll just add some little bits of styling here, but yes. So the get started is dark, which makes it more prominent than the learn more, makes it more a priority call to action than learn more, and it has a hover. So let's add the same thing in our project. So let's say priority. Let's have a priority. Oh, because priority is part of button. Yeah. We add color as white and background color as black and border color as white. Thing is, it's a priority hover. Background should be 6. Yeah. So let's test it out. That happened, but oh, that's not nice. I made a boo-boo there. That's stupid. Sorry guys. Okay. There you go. Ta-da! Okay, so it's 5:30 and we just have done this at least. So what we will do next is the articles below. So let's just have it done here. We have to put so this is after the header, and this is, we put a section here. So let's have a section, and we'll just have article sections with articles here, and let's have it as a to do add dummy articles here. Okay. Now, also for next week, what we will be doing is to lazy load the image. Load thumbnail first. So we might be doing a component. So what we'll be doing tomorrow is to create a lazy load image. I think this is my promise to Dasarma before. What would be the image loader that is sort of production ready. So let's try to create that lazy load image lazy loader component by tomorrow, and see if yeah, if we can finish that part up and add some dummy articles below. Again, we're not going to use yet Firebase. We'll use it in time for this setup. I guess this is enough for me as of the moment. I did this because I did this at this time because my daughters are asleep at this moment in time, so I can do it in silence. So tomorrow I'll be doing this at 10 p.m. Philippine time. Oops. Ooh, there's a new follower, Glenn03XS. Thank you very much for following. You guys can also follow. That's one of the first things that I should have said. You can follow this up. If you can subscribe, that's better, but that would mean you'll have to shell out some cash. But yeah, follow this so you can check out any updates. There would be the next stream episode would be tomorrow 10 p.m. If you have questions, you guys can reach me on on my on my Twitter account. On my Twitter account, what is that? Okay, on my Twitter account, and you can also read up my articles in Medium. I'll be posting the stream rewind later once I'm done checking things up. Um, Again, I guess this is a nice start for my first episode. Um, Thanks guys for the experience for this, and hope that we can have more episodes. And if you have um, really good if you have learned something, please give me some feedback about it, and I appreciate everything that you have I appreciate it if you give me some feedback on this episode. uh Thanks, and have a great day to you guys. Here's some good music.